What up, YouTube? Let's start here.
Last week it was?
Lamb Dog made a video today. And just because I'm a jerk face, I'm gonna mess him up on this video, but let's see here. Listen to this.
It's because down here they're about to, or they almost have, or they already have. They're about ready to pass a law making it a felony to recycle or turn into be recycled metal if it's stolen.
Whoa.
Actually circumventing that.
Wow. Damn. An F-18 Hornet just crashed. Holy shit. No, I don't care about Amanda Bynes being arrested for DUI. That's not what I fucking clicked. Oh my damn. Yeah, I gotta say that we got some of the most professional fucking pilots. I mentioned this before. Chico is 40 miles north of Beale Air Force Base. Beale is 30 miles north of Sacramento. It's outside of a town called Yuba City. And Beale Air Force Base is kind of it's kind of like it's famous, but people don't, unless you're in the Air Force or something, people don't put the name, but Beale has been a recon unit for a very long time. It's been on a chopping block a few times, and what saved its ass is its recon stuff. It's housed the SR-71 until it got mothballed. God, that was the most awesome fucking plane. Why they kept that and why they mothballed that instead of the U-2 or oh god, I don't know why. But anywho, they also had the U-2. Now the U-2 was a very funky plane, and they would do what's called touch and go landings in Chico at Chico Airport. So they'd fly from Yuba City, they'd take off, and then they'd come to Chico. They'd do touch and goes, spin around, just do it all day long, spin around, do all that stuff. And twice, at the end of those touch and goes, twice a U-2 has crashed in Butte County. Two of the U-2s that have crashed and burned have died, or did in Butte County. One was in 1976. No, wait a minute here. No, that's when it transferred to Beale Air Force Base. I'm looking for the U-2 crashes. One of them was in the 90s, I think it was. Yeah, it was in the 90s, I know that, but I'm trying to think of when it was. But one of them crashed into the Orville Mercury Register building, which was the newspaper for Orville, California, which was in between Chico and Marysville. And the other one crashed out just outside of Orville too. But yeah, those things scare the shit out of me. I'm looking right now, aircraft on display. Yeah, I know that they still got one at Beale. But, anywho, these pilots, man, I've also seen other government planes crash, for doing these touch and goes and stuff. These military pilots, man, they're just some of the best. Well, they are the best in the world. And God, it looks like these guys dumped the fuel before they crashed. But there's been that airport, that Chico Airport, just before I moved, after my daughter was born. The CAL FIRE planes, all the fire ones that fly and drop the Bore. One was doing touch and goes, and I think, what one was that? Was it? No, it wasn't a C-130. I forgot what it was. It was a Neptune or something like that. And it was doing touch and goes, and the last one, it came over, and they were doing extremely low that day. And the last time it came over, I mean, it shook stuff off the walls, and I knew that they weren't going to be able to pull up before the foothills, because the foothills were right there, and they slammed full speed right into the side of the foothills of Sierra Nevada. They had no chance. They had none, and it was completely pilot error on that. But yeah, I just don't like, after all those crashes and everything. There's tons of. I don't like living next to this one right here after that fucking mishap. But anyway, back to the Lambdog deal. Bringing back to me fucked up memories of seeing planes explode and shit. Oh yeah. So let's back this up.
That'd be $1,000.
Okay.
Well,
now, Lambdog's upset because Florida's going to pass a law that's going to make it a felony if you steal copper and sell at a scrapyard. Now, he's talking about most states you have to steal like $1,000 to get a felony. Well, in this case, it's going to be a felony if you steal, it sounds like, any amount. And he's saying that's circumventing the law, which I disagree with. And have you figured out why yet, Lambdog? Well, let's listen to his little deal again.
To recycle or turn into be recycled metal if it's stolen, actually circumventing that, that it'd be $1,000 worth of material or whatever. And the problem is, there's been like 2 cases where people have gotten their outside air conditioning units stolen. Like 2 cases in the whole state.
Here's a hint, Lambdog. The outside air conditioning unit.
And everybody hears that and they see their shit outside and they freak out, and then they support this crap.
Okay, let me. Okay, I don't like new laws. I don't like all this other bullshit. But okay, when I look at a new law, first off, I look at the likelihood of me breaking that law. Okay, so here's a case that they're wanting to make a felony if somebody steals copper and takes it to the recycling place. Okay, so first off, could I be entrapped in that somehow? No, I don't wake up in the morning and go steal copper and go to the recycling yard. So, okay, automatically I'm starting to care less. I figured it out, Lambdog. I know, I'm just poking at you, but alright, fuck it. Normally, if you steal like a car stereo or something of that nature, you do damage, but the damage is usually less than the shit that you take. Like if you take a car stereo, you do like $100 worth of damage to the dash. Sorry, I'm waiting for a shipment. That's on it. Okay, cool. And I know some places charge a lot more, but if you went and got the part yourself or whatever and replaced it, about $100, maybe 200. Okay. So yes, the deal would be under 1,000. But this is where you know what, the reason why Land Dog is not getting is because he's not a thief. If a guy goes and steals $200 worth of copper out of your split AC unit that's outside, he ruined that unit. You can't put $200 worth of copper back in there and have it work. No. Now you gotta replace that whole fucking unit. Oh, and all the Freon that's now all over the fucking sky. Even though I'm not a tree hugger, that's still not a cool thing because that shit's expensive. So now let's take a page out of Shall Not Be Infringed book and say now you got to get the government involved because now you got to get fucking permits, and now they're gonna tell you, oh well, you know, if you fuck with something, then you got to bring it up to today's code. So is that slab thick enough? Is that conduit that's buried with the wire, is that deep enough? Well, we gotta expose all that shit. Expose the edge of the cement pad. Show me that there's 6 inches of fucking gravel underneath there. Show me that there's sand underneath that. Blame Shall Not Be Infringed. Alright. Now, okay, now also, is the interior unit been condemned, you know, anything like that? So, now you're in this, how much? $200? Okay, an outside unit could be about $2,000 to $4,000. That's just for the unit. Okay? Now we got possibly replacing the piping out to it, possibly redigging the conduit into it, possibly replacing the slab for it, the permits. You pissed off sitting on the couch sweating your nuts off. And so you could be in this anywhere from $2,000 all the way up to $5,000. Okay? Now, the law doesn't take into account the damage when you look at felony thievery. Because usually the damage is not more than the item. So usually if you steal a smaller item, you're doing smaller damage. If you steal $100 stereo, you're doing about $100 worth of damage. So they've usually based that crime on the amount that is stolen. So the thieves know that they can go and do all this shit and be misdemeanor, even though they're technically costing everybody a shit ton of money. And I don't know how it is in Florida, which surprises me. This crime is so low in Florida because all over the United States, this is the #1 growing crime, and it's real. It's not like media bullshit hyped. There's people here in Sacramento that went up onto a school roof on a weekend, stole all of the fucking coils and the condensers and all the AC units in the whole fucking school. What type of shitbag does that? Now every one of those fucking kids in elementary school are sweating their nuts off. You know, that's fucked up. That's just fucked up. People are doing this to churches. They're going into abandoned buildings and stealing copper. They have gone into houses and stolen all the copper out of the house. You know, houses that are foreclosed on, they'll go in, they'll bust the drywall all open and steal all the copper throughout the house in a night. Sure, that copper is only worth $200, but how much does it cost to re-drywall a house? How much does it cost an electrician to redo all that electrical? Now he's got to bring the whole shit up to code in California. Okay, so when I see a law, I first tell myself, could I get busted? Is there a chance that I could be pinned in this shit? Well, you're not going to find me on the roof of a school stealing copper out of an AC unit. Or underneath a car stealing a catalytic converter. Or, you know, yada 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 yada. So, no, I don't find myself in this law. I don't see innocent people getting mixed up in this deal. So I don't care about this law. Matter of fact, they should end this law with, instead of a felony, just shoot the fucker in the back of the head. I think that's fair. I mean, a lot of people don't realize in California, in the valley, there's a mountain. When you got LA's like a big bowl, and then there's a mountain range, and then the rest of the California, there's a big old valley. It goes all the way through. Well, that valley gets hot as fuck. You get up to 117 in the summer. I hated living in the valley. Fucking hated that shit. Too fucking hot. It's bad enough you have to pay like $600 a month to keep cool, because the electricity costs so fucking much. But then you gotta deal with some asshole that steals your copper. Fuck that, execute. But no, on the real, when you look at these, you gotta look at every angle. You gotta think of the thief, you gotta think of this, you gotta think of that, you gotta think of total cost, you gotta think of all this bullshit to factor in whether or not they're truly circumventing the law or not. And in this case, let's be realistic here, they're not circumventing shit, because the total cost of stealing $200 worth of copper is gonna go well over $1,000 to replace it. Well over $1,000. So they're not circumventing it. They're just fixing what's wrong with the fucking law to begin with. Sorry, I'm wanting this network cable and stuff that's coming in today. So, anywho. Yeah.